you doing? Are you doing okay?
Your kids have summer plans?
See, I may not need this. Let me. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I may not need this.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, it's.
Hi, Judy.
Hello, Eileen.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You all dressed up?
Not really, just a color on top.
Bye.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You all dressed up?
Not really, just a color on top.
Did you get it?
Hi, Gail.
Hello.
Hey, Tony and Barry.
Now we can hear you guys.
Okay.
Is Mark Weinstein okay?
Yeah, he's gonna watch on YouTube.
Okay.
All right, everyone, we're going to get started. Just to remind everyone on Zoom, as has happened in the past week, we're now broadcasting. All right, everyone, we're going to get started. Just to remind everyone on
Zoom on also.
All right. So anything that you say when we're public is now going to be on YouTube. So just remember that. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us. Chag Sameach. It is Shavu'ot still. We're transitioning.
So we'll do just a few. Let's do just, let's do
So the Chazan is just checking with Bob because the tradition is when you're going from Yom Tov, from Chag, like Shavuot, into Shabbat, you don't have all the preliminary parts of Psukei de Zimra that we normally have. Those parts were added by the Kabbalists to say we need some kind of transition. We can't just boom, enter into Shabbat. We need some kind of easing in, just like you have to stretch before you exercise. And so we're supposed to already be in Yantif mode, in Chag mode. So that's why we're going to truncate our Kabbalat Shabbat tonight a little bit. We'll do some different songs, but we'll still have a little bit of warm up because even though we're already in Shavuot mode, we still need to get into Shabbat mode. So we're going to start with Hinei Matov.
If you put your arms out, it will look as if you're reaching out from your home, from screen to screen, and holding each other's hands. Actually, kind of one of these fun things that we do that's kind of a little visual literacy. Put your arms out. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov, hine matov, yalalai, yalalai, lai, lai, lai. Hine matov, hine matov, yalalai, yalalai, lai, lai, lai. Hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad.
One more something? One more? You got something? Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom. All right, we're going to do one more warm-up song. Oseh Shalom.
Oh עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעלום, יעלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, יעשה שלום, עושה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
That was our warm-up, our Kabbalat Shabbat. So we start now on page 27 for the Psalm for Shabbat, Mizmor Shir.
מזמור שיר ליום שבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום שבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, לזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וחידום. ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Magaduma Sefaya, how wonderful your works, O Lord. 8 lines up in the Hebrew, 5 lines up in the transliteration. Magad.
בעודם כמחשבותיך, מעשיך בעודם כמחשבותיך.
Please continue privately through the bottom of page 28.
עדותיך נינו היו לבית חלמה. עולים ותסבה לשנים ורנים יהיו להגיד ישר אדוני, סורי ולבלה תבואו.
Page 29.
אדוני מק לבש אדוני עוזים בזר, אף תיקון תבל בתימו. עדותיך נמנו מאוד לבית חלמה קודש, אדוני לאורך ימים.
Those in mourning, those observing yahrzeit, please join together with me in the Mourner's Kaddish on page 30. And if you're joining us through Zoom and you'd like to unmute your microphones, we can all say the Kaddish together. You can do so now. Page 30, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal
v'yitkadash shemei Yirah,
v'alma
v'alma zikra kutei,
בחייכון
in
וביום
all their home,
חיי
I
דכל
Israel.
בעגלה ובזמן קריב.
אמן. יהי שמי רבא מבורך.
Lam Omei Omaya.
יתברך וישתבח.
Shabbat is hard, is
תדר
hard,
ויתפלל.
wow,
בריחו. לעילם.
and call there.
שירתה. משפחתה
Nekamoto.
ואמירן בעלמא. יהי שמם רבא חיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו. הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. אמרו Amen. Please rise, everyone, if you're able. We turn ahead to page 39A. 39A for the Baruch Hu.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la la la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la la la.
Be seated.
מסדר את הכוכבים במשמרתם בקרקול, ברקיע כרצונו, בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מחושך וחושך מפני אור, מעביר יום, מביא לילה, מבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, בין צבאות שמו, אלך וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעבד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המרהיב ערבי.
Amen. We're on page 40. We sing together Ahavat Olam, page 40.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Chavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chokim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, V'shokveinu u'v'kumeinu, Nasiach b'chukecha, V'nismach b'nivrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayeinu, ve'orech yameinu, v'hem neged yomam v'layla. Bevatcha taseh mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol miotecha, ve'hayu advarim ha'ele Asher Anochi Metzavecha Yom Al Levavecha ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Please continue privately on page 42.
אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להוליכם אלוקים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 43. Please join with me on 43b in the English. 43b, the far left-hand column where it says the gift of Shabbat. Sovereign of all creation, God Most High, your power is manifest in the destiny of peoples and nations. You delivered Israel from the bondage in Egypt, for it is your will that we should be free. You have given us Shabbat to commemorate that freedom, to teach us that no one shall be master and no one slave. Help us to break every shackle asunder, hastening the day when the strong will be just and the weak will no longer know fear. You, our Creator, are mindful of your handiwork. Your ordinances are all conceived in wisdom. You commanded us to cease from our labor that we may find joy, peace, Shabbat. For we were not made only to labor. We must rest and reflect that we may sense your presence. We thank you, our Creator, for the gift of Shabbat, your gift to Israel that blesses all of humanity. We continue on page 44, Micha Mocha.
ובמלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה, שמחה רבה, יאמרו כולם. מי כמוך לאלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, עושה ולנורא תהילות, עושה ולמלכותך ראו בניך. גלום יד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, נעל ישראל.
Continue page 45, Hashkivenu, evening prayer for peace.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמיתנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמיתנו מלכנו לחיים. Shalom, ועמידים אלוהינו לשלום ועמידים
ופרוסה עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הבורא, סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים.
Amen. Please rise if you're able. We're on page 46, Visham.
בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות בריתונם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות בריתונם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, לעולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות בריתונם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות בריתונם. וידבר משה את מועדי אדוני אל בני ישראל. יגדל ויתקדש שם רבה, ועלמא דברי קירותי וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון ויאמכון כל חיי לכל בית ישראל. בדלה בדלה לא בזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן יהי שמרה במברך. Alam al meyamaya Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitbar v'yitroma v'yitnase v'yitadal v'yitale v'yitalal shemed kodeshat v'richu le'ela mikho b'chata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata damirad be'alama v'yimeru amen.
Be seated for a minute. This is our opportunity to share what we are grateful for, what we are thankful for before we pray the Amidah privately. And now that we've figured this out, we can actually have you at home who are joining us through Zoom share with us. You have to figure out how to raise your hand, hopefully electronically, in the participants box on the side there on Zoom. With that, if not, you can try waving your hand in front of your camera, and hopefully Barry will see you and find you.
But I don't see it. Oh.
It's easier if you do it electronically, and then he'll focus on you, just like that.
Yeah.
Me? Okay. So this is really not a very, it's grateful, but it's more just something wonderful to share.
And be proud of.
And be proud of. Our granddaughter Sky and her friend Sarah Shapiro, who were a long time ago preschoolers together at Ramat Zion. They're now juniors at Granada Hills Charter High School, and they created something called the Corona Teen, or something like Corona 19, spelled TEEN project, which is doing free tutoring around the world. For right now, they had 300 students signed up for it, K through 5, and they have 14 languages that are represented, and they can tutor kids around the world. And they were featured last night on CBS Channel 2 at 6 and KCAL at, I think, Channel 9 at 8 o'clock. And today they actually are on CNN.
That's awesome.
So it's very
Wow.
Thank you.
Mazel tov.
Lane, did you want to say something?
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to say how grateful I am that we have this way of getting together on Shabbat. And it brings it into my home, and I see new faces this week, and I'm just thrilled that we're well and able to do this.
Amen. If there's anyone else, if you can figure out how to raise your hand in the participant box, or you can try waving your hand at the camera and hope that Barry finds you.
That's hard when I have to scroll 5 pictures at a time.
Well, I'm grateful for Shavuot as a wonderful excuse to eat lots of yummy dairy things. I'm grateful for Alicia for doing the lion's share of the cooking. She made a garlic basil cheese challah that we had last night. Was incredible. And what's amazing is that she also made a Nutella challah, which only came in second place because she made the garlic basil cheese challah, which was, we could have eaten the whole thing and that would have been all of our dinner. And she made some other wonderful things too. She made fresh cheesecake. It's been a dairy delight.
Well, I'm pretty excited. Oh, go ahead, Phil.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was going to talk about the study last night. It was so much fun and so informative. We had 4 studies in a row.
So glad you joined us.
Hazan Friedman, and then we had Rabbi Vorspan, Rabbi Sella, and Sean.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
It was amazing, and I think I could get used to that. How about every Thursday night?
And you haven't experienced the real tikkun with us here, where we get to do it with cheesecake and sushi and ice cream in between each session. So next year.
So I'm excited. It's kind of antithetical, but I'm going to celebrate my 1-year anniversary on Tuesday.
Yay! Right here in this room.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing my wife soon.
Yes, for all those of you who've been quarantined with your spouses and you're getting sick of them, the poor Chazan hasn't seen his wife in
70 days about.
In 2.5 months.
I just wanted to mention that on the chat, Bill Silver said his birthday is Sunday. And that also would have been Arnie's birthday Sunday. So I'll celebrate for you too, Bill.
And for Bill, it's a milestone, I believe.
It's a big one, Bill.
It's his Ayin birthday, I believe.
It is, Ayin.
All right, if there's anyone else, last call.
He said no, 71.
Oh, 71. Oh, sorry, got it wrong. Well, happy birthday anyway. All right, with all those good thoughts, we'll pray the Amidah privately. You have to actually turn ahead. It's a special Amidah that has additions for festival. So it's on page 306 in the Siddur. You have to turn towards the back, page 306. You do 306, 307, skip 308, then continue 309 to 314. Add anything where it says Shavuot, add that part, add any parts in brackets that are reddish color, pinkish, that are additions for Shabbat. So pay attention for all of those additions for Shavuot, additions for Shabbat, 306, 307, and then 309 through 314. If you're praying the Amidah, please continue at your own pace. We're going to conclude the Amidah with Shalom Rav. We're on the middle of page 51. Page 51.
Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Avcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Avcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim v'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב לישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב לישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים
Page 54, Kaddish Shalem.
יתקרא ויתקרא שמי רבה, בירמלי ורקרתי אלוהים מלכותי בחייכם ויברכנו וחייך עמל ישראל. בעגלם מנגני ואימנו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי אלמייב. ידברת ויתפבטר נשא ונעבד שמי לקודשה. בריך ולילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה ושפחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואימנו אמן. תתקבל con Israel, Kotam Fondi Bishmaya Yimru Amen. Yesh Namara Shemaya Bechaim Alim Kol Israel Yimru Amen. Ose Shalom. Oyane Shalom Alim Kol Israel Kol Yoda Tevel Yimru Amen.
Good Gentif, everyone. Good Shabbos. We are aware today, more than ever, in the need for renewable resources. We understand we can't just consume and spend wantonly. Shavu'ot, which we're celebrating right now, reminds us that kindness is actually a renewable resource. No matter how much kindness you give out, you can actually never run out. On Shavuot, we're going to read the book of Ruth. We're going to read it tomorrow morning. It's an amazing story of kindness. It begins with Elimelech and his wife Naomi and their sons fleeing a famine and actually traveling to a foreign country, to Moab. There the sons marry Moabite women, but they and Elimelech die, leaving 3 widows. Naomi, Elimelech's wife, decides she's going to return to Israel, to her homeland, but she encourages her daughters-in-law, who are Moabite, to simply return to their parents' homes. One agrees, Orpah, and Ruth does not. Now, the safe thing for her to do would be to return to her parents. But Ruth feels attached to Naomi. She's worried about her. She's concerned about her. And in this great act of kindness, she binds herself to Naomi and to the Jewish people with that very famous statement, wherever you go, I will go. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. So they return together. And once they've returned, Ruth sets about taking care of them both. She goes into the fields to glean grain so that they have something to eat, so they don't starve. She's noticed by Boaz, who's actually a cousin of Naomi, and in a great act of kindness on his part, he first watches over her and protects her, and then in a greater act of kindness, he marries her. Now, why would he choose to marry Ruth? She's not Israelite, she's a stranger, she's new to the scene. This kind of seems actually like a really bad match for a wealthy Israelite like himself. But it says that he marries her because of her great kindness, the great kindness that she had shown to Naomi. So for him, this character trait of kindness, above all else, makes Ruth a great choice for a wife for him. And the story ends with perhaps the greatest seal of approval for all of their actions, that Ruth and Boaz, they have a great grandson who happens to be King David. From these two tremendously kind people comes the greatest king of Israel, who's also the progenitor of the Messiah. If you think about it, when Ruth chose Naomi, instead of going back to her parents, it was an amazing choice because at that moment she had nothing. As a woman, as a widow, she had no material wealth. She had low prospects for remarriage. Returning to her parents was really a smart thing. It would have been the safe thing to do. But in that moment, she looked upon her mother-in-law. She saw how vulnerable her mother-in-law was. No husband, no sons. Now at this moment, living in a foreign country to her, she's about to embark on a long journey home, and who knows what awaited her once she got there. So Ruth saw her greatest obligation to help her and take care of her. She had nothing, materially at least, but she had that sense of obligation and kindness and a willingness to help. And life was indeed hard for them at first. I mean, they were literally the poorest of the poor. Ruth would go out among the most poor who were simply scrounging in the fields for dropped stalks of wheat. But of course, as I told you, in time, her kindness was repaid with more kindness. And of course, therefore, the message of the story couldn't be more clear. The Baal Shem Tov, who was the founder of the Hasidic movement, he had a very bold teaching about a verse in Psalms. The verse is, Hashem tzilcha al yad yaminecha, which means the Lord is a shadow at your right hand. And he says that we know that a shadow moves when a person moves. So the verse seems to be saying that we control God if God is the shadow compared to us. Now he said we can never say that we control God, but he says the verse seems to be saying that if we do the right thing, that God responds in kind, just like a shadow responds to the movement of a person. When we act with kindness, he says, God responds with kindness. And even more so, he says, we become a vessel then. If we give out kindness, God fills us up. So first we say, I'm doing all this act of kindness, I'm giving it all out. Maybe I'm going to run out. He says, you can never run out. You can never run out because God, the ultimate renewable resource, is going to continue to fill you back up with kindness. So if you're concerned about how much you spend or consume, think about your kindness. And don't forget that you can never run out. Kindness is a renewable resource. Keep giving it out. Keep finding ways to express your kindness to other people. I promise you, you won't run out. More kindness will come to you and through you. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. It's not one of our special Shabbats. We had birthday Shabbat last Shabbat. We'll have anniversary Shabbat in a couple of weeks. So we're just going to continue on in the service. We're going to go to Aleinu. So we're going to be on page 56. So Bob's going to open the ark for us. We're on page 56. If you're able to, please stand. Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא זמנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נותן שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומעניין יגרו בשמיים ממעל, שכינתו זו, וגובה מרומי. הוא אלוהינו אחד, אין מלכנו וזולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום, וישבת ערב אחד. כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, השמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Be seated for a minute. In love, remember those who no longer walk this earth, who are grateful to God for the gift of their lives, for the joys we shared, and for the cherished memories that never fade. This week will mark the yahrzeits of Samuel Adler, Marilyn Asher, Faye Bernards, Eva Kaplan, Mary Kaplan, Gary Carson, George Dern, Herman Dubin, Ione Edelstein, Alice Eichter, Anna Eisenberg, David Benjamin Feldman, Morris Foreman, Arthur Garden, Benjamin Gitt, Judy Goldberg, Marion Goldberg, Bertha Goldfein, Gerald Gordon, Gary Gordon, William Governor, Louis Handelman, Rose Hollick, Rose Katz, Sally Katz, Samuel Komsky, Harry Komsky, Jenny Costin, Irving Kurtzer, Thelma Leach, Jack David Maller, Florence Markinson, Mary Mudrick, Francis Myers, Leah Nathanson, Aaron Neff, Seer Elkis Novoseds, Florence Perry, Audrey Phillips, Aaron Resnick, Alfonso Romero, Fanny Rositsky, Ira Rubel, Jane Gisa Rumel, Eva Schwartz, Daniel Seidman, Abram Schur, Isidore Siegel, Rachel Hannah Smolin, Jenny Stern, George Toplinsky, Stacy Vincent, Sarah Weitzman, and Arnold Zonas. Those in mourning, those observing yahrzeit, can please rise and join together with me in sanctifying God's name with the words of the mourner's Kaddish.
If you
are joining me through Zoom, you can unmute your microphones and we'll all say the words together. We're on page 58. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Me'er Rabba, Ve'almadi, Chayechon v'yamechon, Chayit ol Beit Yisrael, Bagala u'Bizman Karev, V'imru Amen. Yehesh Me'er Rabba Mevorach, Me'olam Me'olam, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'alah, ve'elam mikol birchata shekirah, tushbechata v'nechemata, v'miran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya, hayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You can be seated. Barry, would you like to do announcements or would you like me?
Go ahead.
Okay. So thank you all for joining us for the Shabbat and Shavuot service. Shikoach, as usual, to the Chazan for beautiful davening, Bob for beautiful playing. Please join us again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for Shabbat and Shavuot services, which will include chanting a selection from the book of Ruth and Yizkor memorial service. During the week, we always have a Taste of Torah, my class at 12:30, a little lunchtime Torah study break, and then the Chazan has his weekly Letters of the Torah class Tuesdays at 7, and he has a new exploration of Jewish music on Wednesdays at 5. Please join us for any or all of those wonderful opportunities. I'm sure you all heard that House of Worship can begin opening up, so we're working on a plan to open up TRZ safely, and we hope to have in-person services in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for more information about how we can do that. And we'll send it to you by email in the coming weeks. It is registration time for membership. So hopefully you have re-registered. You can do it online. If you're having trouble with the online registration, you can call the office or send an email and set a time to kind of have a phone meeting with them, and they will take your information to help you register online. But mostly, if you've done it in the past online, it's the same forms. The concert, the Cantor's concert.
June 7th. Be there. Surprise. It's going to be a surprise. No, I'm only kidding. No bris.
No bris.
But please just check your emails and set up a watch party with friends. It's really going to be a lovely array of music and talent. And I hope you'll enjoy it. And of course, it all benefits the temple. So the ticket that you would have bought to come in person, please consider just making a donation to the synagogue in lieu of your ticket, and we much appreciate it.
Right. Normally we would charge, but this is all just going to be free, uploaded, and you'll be able to watch it at home. So please do purchase a sponsorship. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and tell your friends. It's easy now. Just send out an email to your friends and send it out if you want the link, and we'd love the more the merrier. So.
Did I miss anything, Barry? Anything else coming up that? I think in the email also there was, we'd love to honor our graduates. If you're having a graduate of preschool, elementary, middle, high school, college, graduate school, we want to mention you in the shofar. So please send your information to Carol Maller. Also, if you send it to me, we'll do a graduates recognition, and you can come or encourage them to sign in through Zoom and come in 2 weeks on Friday night the 12th, and we'll have a special blessing for our graduates.
Two things to add. One, food pantry. They're still in need, obviously, with the things that are going on. So if you're by TRZ or you want to drop off stuff, the Bubby carts are always there. And our congregational meeting, it's our annual congregational meeting with elections, budget approval, bylaws, is coming up on June 25th. Zoom information will be emailed out to the entire congregation.
Thank you. And also a reminder, we still have the TRZ Wellness Connection, free 30-minute mental wellness check-ins with licensed therapists available. Again, 100% free, 100% confidential. If you'd like to take advantage, please just give me a call and I will connect you by phone to one of the therapists who is generously donating their time for this. So please take advantage of that. And we'll conclude with
Ojavo Shalom Aleinu.
Ojavo Shalom.
Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al
I forgot a big thank you to our president extraordinaire and our virtual gabbai for making sure everything ran so beautifully and we could do it straight to YouTube and pick from all the different people.
Thank you, Barry.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everyone. Have a good
Shabbat
week.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Tanner.
Hi, Erica. Whoops.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
We're
Shabbat
still
shalom,
sitting
Danny.
next to each other.
He keeps it.
Hi, Renee. Hi, Sherry. Hi, everybody.
Come up close and see all your beautiful faces.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Rav.
Hi.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
Hug the
shalom.
mail.
Have a good Shabbat and
Shabbat
good
shalom.
Shavuot.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rabbi Cantor for the
Thank you. It was
service.
great.
Pleasure. Believe me, it's the highlight of my week.
Mine too. Except for last night was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, your lesson was great last night, Rabbi.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Daniel can take up a new job as a DJ now,
Daniel's so talented.
huh?
Got those dulcet tones.
Yeah, there you go.
Daniel could give up his day job. He has such a great voice.
No, he's not giving up his day job until I retire. Thank you very much.
There you go.
I know. We were just being such hell.
It was
He's
nice
under
seeing your
contract
dad too.
until I'm done with him.
Your
Your father-in-law, well, he's still your dad.
I loved, if it wasn't for your connection, we wouldn't even have that West Band. I love that connection because he's the Protexia Yakosim. He is also phenomenal. And Danny and I grew up with him. Danny and I grew up with him on
I put on mute. I left the meeting.
So love Rabbi Borsban.
Me too.
Yay. He makes beautiful babies.
All right, we're gonna go for dinner. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, Rabbi.
Phil.
Yeah.